Hello traders, this is Jeff, also known as TSX Trader from LiveStreamTrading.com. I'm just going to do a quick watch list video for you guys, give you some ideas on how to possibly trade ENOC tomorrow. I don't normally do nighttime watch list videos for the reason that we do a live screen share, and I generally go over the watch list 15 minutes before the market opens. That way the stocks have already made their gaps, and I can have a more solid plan of what to do the next day once I've seen where the stock is gapping and how it's trading pre-market. But I was actually kind of excited to see that Ticker.tv is back online, and in light of that, I thought I would do a special watch list video tonight. And the first stock I want to take a look at was ENOC. So this morning had a really nice run up. It was a super trader today. It broke 650, tested over under, but as soon as it got under, you can see there was actually a hidden seller at 650. It was just soaking up all the shares on the offer, and then it got weak, finally rolled over, but this is the key right here. Actually held the VWAP. So it broke down, but it actually closed on the VWAP, and then this candle closed above it, and then it started to move up. So I was actually not super interested in a long at this point, just because of the time of day. I generally around 12:30 I'm not really looking for longs as much anymore, or at least not with as much conviction. But our moderator in chat, JB, excellent trader, he called this one out, and I regret not taking it, but he took it. Really nice pattern. You can see the volume coming in as it held those higher lows in the 9 EMA, and then it's an explosive breakout back through highs. And from there, it just really held trend nicely and provided a lot of good dip buy opportunities here and here. Here's the trade that I took. We actually did a bit of an open house today, which I'm going to probably start doing every so often. If you just keep an eye on my Twitter account, every so often I'll just open the floor and allow you guys to join the screen share. There's no sign up required if I post a link to the screen share. You can just jump right in and start watching in real time and get a feel for what it's like to trade with us and listen to, you know, my ideas being formulated in real time and how I go about managing risk and trading these stocks. So I opened up the floor around here, and then what happened was I was starting to watch this 90, and you can see I marked it 690 over under. It started to get really interesting because there's two ways to look at this, okay? One way is it put in a high at 710, and then maybe it puts in a lower high just under 7 and would be a perfect opportunity for a short and a nice fader. And I think that's what a lot of people were thinking here. But what I was noticing and what changed my mind about that was actually in the tape. So the price action in level 2, there was a lot of shares being soaked up at 690. There's a huge buyer that just kept coming back over and over and over again. Every time it broke 690, it would go down a few cents, and then he would just put the bid back up at 690. It would grind up, come back down. They'd fill him again. He'd put it back, and he just kept loading up. And I started to get really long biased just based on that information. And the way that it's consolidating here, you can see higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So I started in long at 692 and 691, and I had my finger on the trigger to buy more anywhere between 697 and 702, basically, anywhere around here. The idea is that, you know, anyone that's short the stock, they're going to be looking to stop out probably either at 705 or 710. Anyways, once it got to 97, I just basically bought everything I could between 98 and 701, and it just exploded. It was a really epic squeeze, nice play. I ended up just actually piecing them out at 22, so low 20s. I took some out at 32, and then some low 40s. But it actually went all the way to 760. Before the squeeze, I also said that, like, basically the area that I'd be interested in getting short the stock is going to be around 760 to 775. And the reason for that, pop it on a daily, take a look back. Here's the, you know, pretty obvious resistance and on the daily chart in the past. So going back to August, September, October, you can see these levels right here. There's just a lot of chop and a lot of, it was prior support, and now, you know, in turn it should be prior resistance. So it just seemed like a good spot to at least consider a starter position. Unfortunately, guys, I didn't take the short. I got distracted. I took the long and then just got caught up in some screen sharing and chatting and helping. But nonetheless, I think tomorrow there's going to be some good opportunities on this. Here's the levels I think you should be watching. This is going to be the important stuff for tomorrow. 690. So 690 is, there's two things that could happen tomorrow. What I would actually like to see happen, and I might be playing the advocate here because I know that so many people are short biased, but what I'd really like to see for day 2 tomorrow is week open, sort of break that 690 level, but do the same thing as yesterday. I'd like to see it break 690, trap a bunch of shorts, sorry guys, and then reclaim 7 for an easy long, and then just curl back around, cup and handle, 50 EMA hole, cup and handle, breakout, and then I'll look for a short. So I'm thinking perhaps if it does this washout reclaim, I'll get long, look for a breakout, just take the trade. It's just a day trade. I'm not getting married to it. Just take the trade, piece it out, and then look for an area to short. Again, on the daily chart, I think anywhere between 775 to 850 is going to be really interesting. It got so extended today, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see it just roll over tomorrow. But it's day 2, so I'm definitely prepared for the possibility of this to hold or test under 690, trap some shorts, and just do it again today. Nice rip. So I'll be watching for a possible week open, get long, reclaim, cup and handle, rip. That would be ideal. But just like I was mentioning on the stream today back here, I never get too biased. I think one of the most important things in day trading is having the ability to change your bias like that. So again, you could be short this, or I could be short this stock back here, and I'm thinking, okay, lower high at 7, then great. But the second that this stock puts in a higher low and the volume starts to increase, I could instantly change my mind, punch that out, and get long. So that, you know, that's something that I've always had the ability to do, is not get too married to a particular idea. And part of that is the reason why I don't do nightly watch lists. I like to see where the stock is going in the morning. The pre-market actually tells a lot if you watch it closely, if you watch where the prints are going and stuff like that. This is stuff that I generally share on the screen share and talk about with guys watching, is, you know, what I'm watching pre-market, and that can actually dictate quite a bit about where the stock's going to go in the morning. So these are just a few ideas. For ENOC, definitely watch 760 if it gets there. Definitely keep an eye on 690, and try not to get trapped. If it breaks 690, then reclaims it. It could really have a day 2 push. Otherwise, you know, if it breaks 690, starts to top out and look heavy, I would, by all means, I'll short it. Probably risk off 710, 715. Keep an eye on 650. I think that if it breaks down, or if it has a nice washout in the morning, like a really deep washout, I'd be watching for a pretty probable bounce at around 650. Prior resistance, it should at least be support for a little bit tomorrow morning. So yeah, there's definitely a few good possibilities. I like to look at all different possibilities in my trades, and I talk about that a lot. So I'm not just going to sit here and say, I want to short it, I want to short it, where am I going to short it? I'm going to talk about, you know, a few different plans, and then depending on how the price action goes in the morning, I'm going to use one of these plans and put them into action. If you want to know the exact trade plan and what I'm going to do and what we're doing on this stock, you'd have to be on the live screen share tomorrow. Today I was going to stream on ticker.tv a little bit, and then what I found was it wouldn't really be as useful, just because there's like a 30-second to a minute long delay, which is enough time for you to miss, you know, a trade like this. And it's just it's hard for me to stream two different things all at once. It was a little wonky. So I'm just going to I may open up the ticker.tv for a chat if you guys want to come in and have discussion. My main focus will be on my live screen share on the website, livestreamtrading.com, and our chat room in here. But I will, you know, if you guys have questions or if you want to pop in and just talk about possible plays, I'll probably keep the chat room open on ticker.tv if you want to join me in there. But the main action is going to be on the screen share from LiveStream Trading. I may open the floor again this week if you guys want to pop in and check it out again and just have a, you know, get a feel for what it's like. If I open up the screen share like the way I did today, there's no sign up required at all. You just click the link and you'll be instantly connected and good for the day. So that's ENOC, a couple of really interesting ideas for tomorrow. There's definitely going to be a trade on this, so it's my main watch. I'll be watching that. So the next one is AMID. This one had a really nice run up pre-market. You can see 760 was, well, first of all, it was really overextended. Also, if you put it on if you put it on an hourly chart or a daily chart, you can see that there's a lot of prior chop around this area, and it seemed like a good spot to short it. Once it got over 650, I tried to short 58s, couldn't get filled, tried 54s, 52s. I chased it all the way down to 48, and I could not get a fill. It was a little spready, so it was kind of hard to get, like once it starts going down, there's not really any buyers left to get you in. So I missed the really good entry on AMID, and then I just ignored it because I was watching ENOC again. But I'm going to switch to a 1-minute chart and show you why I had that line at 7:30. It was showing some pretty good signs of topping up here. And on the breakdown here, I managed to grab a few good shares short. And I just actually covered it at 93. Just a quick trade, in and out. Can't go wrong. It ended up fading nicely for the rest of the day, but my main focus was on ENOC. So once I got short, I wasn't even really watching it. I was still focused on ENOC. I just had my stop in just above 30. So that was AMID. Keep an eye on that one tomorrow just in case. A couple levels to watch are 650. It may just continue or have a nice pop towards the VWAP, fail, and then provide a nice fader through 650. Or, you know, it's actually consolidating. Well, after the market close, it kind of consolidated around here. It could have a little day 2 push, so I'm keeping an eye on AMID. I'm open to any possibility. It's really going to depend on price action and if and where the stock gaps tomorrow morning. And if you'd like to know how I'm going to play this one, just join the screen share. You can try it free for 7 days. There's no commitment whatsoever. If you find that it's not for you, simply just cancel before day 7. It won't cost you a dime. So AMID, second watch, and I'll probably keep an eye on TROV just because it's day 3. I did have a mark at 440 on TROV today because it was obvious support from Friday. So it tested 440 over under, held, tested again, held. Really nice bull flag trend here, and it broke out. Today, I think this actually caught a lot of people off guard because it looked like it just wanted to test 70 over under and then roll over. But it actually just went for it. It went for the red to green out of nowhere. Pushed for it. I stayed away. I was actually busy with ENOC, very, very focused on that, but failed the red to green, and then it got right back into trend. And I did mention it on the stream as a probable trade for short, using this as risk. And it did work out well, but it didn't really do enough volume today to keep me interested. Tomorrow I'll keep an eye on this for a possible continuation, but I'm not opposed to actually, if this reclaims 440 to 450, watch for a possible reversal. Just, you never know, out of the blue sometimes, especially if you look at the hourly chart. If this reclaims at 450, I think it could possibly create a bit of a squeeze, and it might just be good for a quick trade. So I'll keep an eye on TROV either way. And I think I'll just keep it at that for now, guys. 3 stocks to watch. Tomorrow morning I'll have 6. I'll have a game plan 15 minutes before the market opens for all 6. And then whichever ones are acting and behaving the best in the first 10 minutes, I'll narrow down the focus to 3. Again, guys, just one thing to remember is in the market that we're in, there's been a few adjustments that I've made to my trading. And over the years, I've been getting used to making these adjustments. And one thing is that we're in this bearish market right now. I'm more focused on just making 1 to 3 really high probability trades per day that are really going to count, as opposed to trying to trade everything. So I'm really focusing and narrowing it down to a few big trades per day. Other than that, I'm trying to stay away from the chop. So we'll do live streaming lessons, seminars. As long as there's stuff to trade, we'll trade. When there's not, that's when we'll start just doing educational stuff, talking about trading strategies, trading plans, stuff like that. So hopefully this helps, guys. Again, ENOV, ENOC, main watch for tomorrow. I hope that you found the watch list helps. Definitely keep an eye on 690, 760, and 650. All right, guys. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck this week. Keep your eyes open. We may have an open house again this week where you can just jump in. No sign up required. Just watch the stream, get a feel for how we trade. Have a really good week, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.